Hello and welcome back to a new video. In this video, I'll be showing you how to enable two-factor authentication via an Authenticator for your Roblox account. So here is a dev forum post. I'll leave this in the description, and it basically explains that you can now use an Authenticator to sign into your Roblox account. And at the end, I'll show you what that looks like, but first I'll show you how to set it up. So here, it says the first thing you need to do is download an Authenticator app on your phone. So you could use Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator, or Twilio Authy. Authy is by far my favorite because while it supports both Apple and Android, Apple and iOS, or yeah, Android and iOS, that's what I meant. It also supports Mac OS, Windows 32 and 64-bit, and even Linux. So that's pretty cool. You don't need a phone. Although, for my example, I'm going to be using a mobile emulator called BlueStacks to basically show you Google Authenticator. And unfortunately, I won't be able to show off Microsoft Authenticator because I can't currently install it. So I'm going to go to my BlueStacks emulator right here and basically load this up. And then what I'm going to do is go into my settings and then go into security, and you'll see this two-step verification area. And there's two things you can do. You can email yourself codes, or you can retrieve codes from an Authenticator app. Now this is the one we want to enable. And if you're doing this top one, you probably don't want to have email codes be an option anymore, because that is less secure. So after you're done setting this up, you might want to turn that off. So if I hit the button to say yes, I want that to happen, then I can basically, this is just for me. So now we have Authenticator set up, and this is what will come up for you. And you have this QR code. It says scan the QR code above into your Authenticator app, then enter the generated code below. So since I'm on a computer and I can't really scan this QR code, what I'm going to do is say I can't scan the QR code, so I'm going to use this code instead. So now that I'm in Google Authenticator, it looks a little empty. So what you actually need to do is click on this plus at the bottom right and say, well, you could scan a QR code or enter a setup key, but because I can't scan it, I'm going to use the setup key. And the account name, you can call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it Roblox Cheese God the Epic, because Roblox is the website, and that's my username for this certain account I'm using. And then you want to enter your key, and then type of key, I'd recommend just keeping it time-based, and that works perfectly fine. So then you want to enter this code that you get. So I'm going to go that, and then after that, you'll see generate new recovery codes. And this will say, please enter your account and password to generate new recovery codes. And I'll enter my password, and you'll see all these recovery codes. So since you see what that looks like, one way I recommend that either you write this down on a piece of paper or save it to a flash drive or some hard drive or something. I would recommend do not upload this to the internet, for example in Google Drive, because if someone gets access to your Google account, they can use a backup code and basically just get into your Roblox account. So I'm going to say I've saved my recovery codes, although I haven't, because this is just an example. I'm going to turn this off as soon as I'm done. I'm going to click close, and that's pretty much it. It just closes, and that just goes away. And now you'll see in the Google Authenticator app, this is sort of the home screen, and you'll see I have my account name, and then I have my code. And on the right, you'll see this timer going down. So you can only use the code that it generates until the timer goes away, and then that code basically won't work. So basically, someone has to have a code within 30 seconds of the time that they get into your account, basically, or something like that. That's what I meant to say. So now I'm going to go into an incognito window and try to sign into my Roblox account. I'm just doing this because my password isn't saved. So I'll try to get into my account, and I'll click login. And now it says enter the code generated by your Authenticator app. So what I'm going to do is enter that code right there. And you'll see that I'm copying it just from here. You'll see it's the same. And I'll say trust it for 30 days, why not, and verify. And that'll basically get me into Roblox. So yeah, that's Google Authenticator. Next, we're going to get into Authy. So what I'm going to do to actually delete the Google Authenticator app, by the way, it's sort of weird. You have to hold this. You have to hold your tap or like press and hold or click and hold if you're on a computer to basically get some settings. In the top right, you'll see this trash can, and then you can just remove this account basically. And after you do that, you probably want to turn this off so you don't have that relying on something that doesn't exist, because that wouldn't be good if you just get locked out of your account because you can't authenticate, basically. So next, I'm going to show you how to do it with Authy, and it's pretty similar to Google Authenticator. And yeah, I'll show you how that works. So we get the same message, obviously, for the verification setup, stuff like that. And then in Authy, you want to go to the Tokens tab, and then add a code that is given by the website. And now I'll click Add Account, and I'll give it the same name I gave the previous thing. And I'll say generic black. And now this is important. Make sure that you set it to 6-digit, because right now Roblox only supports 6-digit codes, which is sort of weird. I don't know why, but yeah, you have to leave it at 6-digit. So, and if you don't, basically you won't be able to log in, which is sort of unfortunate. They should probably fix that. So now you'll see that you have the same sort of thing as Google Authenticator. You have to type in this code to basically start the authentication. I'm actually going to open it in the other window so I can see it while I'm doing it. So I'm going to type this out and basically click verify. And then I'll enter the PIN again, sure. And then it's going to ask you to do your password again, and I'm going to say that. And now I have my backup recovery codes once again. And I'll say I've saved them. Once again, save them to a hard drive or a flash drive, or save them on a piece of paper. And just click close. And now this will basically act the same way. The codes only work for at most until the next one after them has finished completing. And now that's pretty much it. And as I said, you probably want to turn off email codes to confirm your identity. But yeah, that's all you need to do. And it's really secure. I mean, the only way someone can break into your account then is for them to, first of all, know your username and password. And then they also need to have your phone or have some way to access this app and be on your account on this app. If it's, for example, Authy, then there's an additional account for Authy. So that's another password that they need to know. Alright, after editing, I just realized that I missed one thing, and that's how to delete an Authy account from the Authy app. So how you do this is go into settings and then accounts, and then you'd go to your Authenticator account that you want to delete, and then just hit delete here, and that'll basically mark it for deletion. You'll have to wait 48 hours for it to actually delete, but it won't show up in your accounts. And if you want to undo that, you could just click on that and then just click undelete. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you learned something, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel, as well as turning on post notifications to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Thanks, and goodbye.